Hi Hudson, it's your faraway auntie, Auntie Mia. Today I'm going to be reading The Legend of the Donkey's Cross. And what is very special about this is that not only do I love the legend, but I have wild burros in my backyard. They come and visit me often, and I love them, and it is a gentle reminder of God's grace near me always. So, the legend of the Donkey's Cross. Let's begin. A few extra pages in the beginning. Catch me if you can, boasted Jet to Brady, his little donkey friend. Jet was a proud pony who liked playing chase with Brady because he knew he could win. It's no use, said Brady as he turned back towards home. I'll never win. Jet proudly pranced through the gate back to his pasture. Why the sad face, Brady, said Bitsy. Bitsy was a beautiful butterfly who enjoyed taking rides on Brady's nose. Jet likes to play chase with me, Brady answered, but I'm too slow. I'll never catch him. He may run faster than you, said Bitsy, but think of all the things that you can do that he can't. Like what? Brady said. Well, suddenly a huge gust of wind lifted Bitsy high into the sky. Whoosh! Off she went sailing through the air. Brady watched in amazement. I'm sure hope she never wants to play chase, he thought. As he walked home, he wondered again, what special things can I do? Sadly, he passed by his little brother and sister who were playing nearby. He went straight to his stall and shut the door. After a while, Brady's mom came to check on him. When she found him, she could tell by his face that he was unhappy. Why are you sad? She asked. Well, he said, Jet wanted to play chase with me. That sounds like fun, said his mom. Not when you always lose, said Brady. I understand, said his mom, but you must realize that there's a horse and you can run, but you must realize that he's a horse and they can run quite fast. That's why God made them. But what special qualities did God give me, says Brady. Oh, there's many things that make you special, said his mom. You have a keen sense of danger that makes you perfect guardian for all your friends. You're also very strong and steady, which makes you a great helper when it comes to carrying a heavy load. And now why don't you cheer up and go outside and play? Okay, Brady said, but I still don't feel very special. Brady went outside, but instead of playing with the others, he walked over and stood under a big shade tree to think about what his mom had said. As Brady stood there, a stranger approached him. Who are you? Asked Brady. I'm a messenger, the stranger said, and I have come to take you to the King of Kings. His name is Jesus, and he asked for you. Brady was very surprised that someone, especially a king, would ask for him. Are you sure he wants me, a lowly donkey? He asked. The messenger replied, yes, but hurry, we must leave now. Brady followed the stranger until they came to a place where Jesus was waiting. He didn't look like a king, just an ordinary man, but Brady was still happy, and he had been chosen to help. Jesus smiled at Brady, then gently patted him as he climbed on his back. At first, this frightened Brady because no one had ever ridden him before. But once they were on their way, Brady felt at ease. This must be an important trip, he thought, with ease. As they approached the town of Jerusalem, crowds of people gathered to welcome Jesus. Brady liked all the attention they received. Boys and girls laid palm branches all along the road. They tried to get near enough to touch Brady and his rider. Then Brady was told to stop, and Jesus climbed off his back. During the next few days, Brady stayed close to Jesus, thinking they might be called upon again to help. But then one day, Brady saw a group of soldiers with angry faces approach Jesus. "You are not the king we were waiting for, and we don't like the stories you're telling," they said, and then gave Jesus a big, heavy wooden cross to carry. Ray wanted to help Jesus, but how? Then remembering that his mom had told him, he said to one of the soldiers, "I'm strong, I can carry the cross." But he was pushed aside, and Jesus was forced to carry the heavy burden all by himself. Brady followed Jesus until they reached a hill called Calvary. There he watched as angry soldiers nailed Jesus to the cross and stood between the two other crosses. "I wish these people wouldn't be so mean," Brady sighed. He was very sad to see Jesus treated this way, and saw the other people with sad faces too. Suddenly the sun stopped shining and it got very dark. Brady wondered why this was happening since it was still daylight. Then there was a terrible earthquake, and Brady realized that Jesus had died on the cross. People were amazed at the dark sky and the earthquake, and many of them said, "Surely this was the King of Kings." Eventually the sun returned, and Brady decided it was time for him to go home, and they began to walk away. He looked back at the very special king that had been carried. And at that moment, the shadow of Jesus' cross fell upon his back. When Brady got home, his mother saw the shadow that remained on his back. "What is that?" she asked. Brady excitedly told her how he got the cross and all the special journey he had just taken with Jesus. About the time, Brady's little sister and brother came running up to welcome him home. Brady was amazed to see that they had the same cross on their backs too. When they heard the special part Brady played in the story, they realized that his experience would leave a lasting mark on all the donkeys. They would forever carry the sign of the cross on their backs as a reminder of Jesus. Word of Jesus' death spread quickly. Then on Sunday morning, Bitsy came to see Brady. Her wings were all flutter. "I heard that Jesus is alive," she shouted excitingly. "Alive?" asked Brady. "How could that be?" They soon learned that Jesus was a heavenly king. He was God's own son who came to earth to die for people's sins so that they can go to heaven. After he died, God brought Jesus to life again and took him to heaven to be by his side forever. The next day, Brady was out in the field playing with his friends. As he looked back to the cross, he smiled and shouted to Jet, "Catch me if you can." So that is the legend of the donkey's cross by carrying Jesus into Jerusalem and watching him on Calvary. Hope you enjoy your first Easter, little one. Love you.